The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey now, everybody. Hey, good morning and welcome to the Missouri Sports Network for episode 45 of Where Are They Now Wednesdays. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. Guy Newcomb alongside Kent Mueller here on February the 19th, 2025, here for episode 45. And a reminder that you are watching the original Where Are They Now Wednesday. Don't be fooled by the Johnny-come-latelys. And we've told you this several times. Playing on Sports and Missouri Sports Network are your sources for what Missouri high school talent does, not only when they're at the high school level, but when they get to the national stage of the NCAA. No one has more information for you than we do. And we appreciate your attention and loyalty here as we head into week 45. And do us a big favor. Hey, please pass this on to your friends. Hey, everybody. There's snow outside on the ground. You may be stuck at home, not going to school, not going to basketball practice, not going to wrestling practice. Hey, tell your friends. Go to our Facebook page and like us at Missouri Sports Network, or go to our page on YouTube and subscribe. Hit the notification and send us comments that you may have. Hey, we're not going to get everything right. But, hey, you want to be the smartest fan in the stands? Hey, you need to subscribe to the Missouri Sports Network on YouTube and Facebook. Are you ready? Very good, because we, more likely Kent, has done your homework for you. Talk a little bit about last week and what's coming up this weekend.
Well, for a couple of weeks now, we have been reviewing some of the top performances by Missouri athletes competing in NCAA basketball. At first, we looked at individual athletes, where they were the one or maybe two Missourians on that particular roster. Then last week, we looked at what happens when groups of Missourians wind up on the same roster, usually in an adjoining state. Is that a note on how important recruiting local talent can be for an in-state program? Well, probably. Recruiting to build a program is multifaceted and complex, but when in Missouri, you ignore the local talent at your own risk. Among those groups are the 6 Missourians who have guided Drake to a 23-3 record. Those 6 are Daniel Abreu, graduate student forward out of Willard; Cale Combs, a sophomore guard out of Nixa; Isaiah Howard, a freshman guard out of Plattsburgh; Isaiah Jackson, a graduate student guard out of William Chrisman; Cam Manawu, a sophomore forward out of Staley; and Bennett Sturts, a junior guard out of Liberty. What did they do this week? More of what they've been doing all year. This last week, the Bulldogs as a team defeated Illinois State, but dropped their last game at Bradley University. The 6 Missourians scored 59 of Drake's 84 points against Illinois State, led by Bennett Sturts with 25. As a group, they hit 20 of 32 from the field, including 4 of 8 from three-point range and 13 of 18 from the line. They pulled down 18 of the team's 21 rebounds and got 8 of the 9 steals. In their last game against Bradley, they scored 43 of the team's 59 points, led by Daniel Abreu this time with 16. They maintained their good shooting as a group with 14 of 28 from the field. They pulled down 17 of the 24 rebounds, made both of the blocks, and made 9 of their team's 10 assists. Clearly, Drake's success is a result of Missouri talent. Another group we discussed were the 3 Missourian women who have guided Kansas State to a 24-3 record. Those ladies are Jalen Glenn, a senior guard out of Barstow; Eliza Moppet, a junior guard out of Webster Groves; and Serena Sandell, a senior guard out of Maryville. In the last week, the Wildcats chalked up 2 more wins, 90-53 over Cincinnati and 97-67 over Central Florida. Sometimes, with playing time limited due to the blowout nature of the game, the 3 Missourians compiled impressive numbers. Serena Sandell keeps making a strong statement that she deserves to be a two-time All Big 12 Conference first-team member. Against Cincinnati, again in reduced time, she showed how efficient she is. She made 21 points by shooting 7 of 10 from the field, including making her only 3-point attempt. When at the line, she was a perfect 6 for 6. She added 6 rebounds, 3 off the offensive glass, and doing perhaps what she does best, she made 10 assists. That means that nearly half of the Wildcats' 90 points were the result of her scoring or her getting the ball to someone else to score. Jalen Glenn keeps producing game in and game out. Against Cincinnati, she hit 2 of 6 from beyond the arc to push her point count to 8, and she made 4 assists. In the second game of the week, the Barstow grad was 5 for 7 from the field, including 4 of 6 from three-point land. And then add to that her 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and her 6 assists. Eliza Maupin's combined box score shows her with 8 points for the week, with 7 boards, a steal, and 2 blocks. Last week, we also discussed how 4 Missourians are leading the Generals of Austin Peay University. They are Terrell Gaines, a freshman forward out of Liberty Mountain View; Isaac Haney, a senior guard out of Kickapoo; Tate McCubbin, a freshman guard out of Battle; Cy Witt, a graduate student forward out of Raytown South. The Generals won both of their games this last week, in no small part to their Missouri talent. Cy Witt scored 33 points for the week, going 14 of 25 from the field. He also pulled down 11 rebounds and contributed 4 assists and 4 blocks. Tate McCubbin is putting together a great freshman season. He scored 17 points in last week's 2 games. He got 10 rebounds and made 4 steals. Rounding out the women we discussed are those who now play at Western Illinois. Addie Branfield, a junior guard out of Boonville; Kennedy Flanagan, a 5th-year student forward out of Highland; Kennedy Herrig, a freshman guard out of Liberty North; Reagan McCowan, sophomore guard out of Lebanon; and Mia Nicastro, a junior guard out of St. Charles West. Of those 5 Leathernecks, 3 are dominating this team. Addie Branfield, Reagan McCowan, and Mia Nicastro are the lifeblood of Western Illinois. And those are 2 juniors and a sophomore. That means I get to talk about them on into the future. In their first game this week, which was a 6-point loss to Southern Indiana, Addie knocked down 16 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and made 4 assists. Mia came close to a double-double with 10 points and 9 rebounds. Reagan turned in her usual all-around performance. She scored 24 points, including 4 of 7 from three-point range, and made 3 steals. In their second game, a 5-point overtime win over Morehead State, Reagan led all scorers with 34 points, which included 12 of 14 shooting from the line. Mia did get her double-double this time with 18 points and 14 rebounds. Those 18 points included 6 for 6 shooting from the free throw stripe. Those 3 Missourians combined to hit 23 out of 26 free throws. All of that demonstrates how our local talent goes out there and performs well week after week. We look forward to bringing their postseason awards to you when the season is over. What is the ultimate achievement in college sports? It's probably winning the national championship. When we get back from this commercial break, we will look over the fall season sports to see who we can call national champion. We will be right back on the other side of this message from our sponsor.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck.
And a high-tech Chevy SUV.
Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, welcome back to Where They Down Wednesdays here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County with locations in Billings and Marionville. Now get back here to the national champions. Back to Cam Mueller.
Well, it's difficult enough to get on a college sports team, but to help that team to be the best of the best, that has to be an even more difficult task. For your team to be the best of the best, the national champion is an achievement of a lifetime. We will now review not only the champions, but also those whose teams placed in the top four, essentially the final four for each fall sport. Here are the members of the national championship teams. Football, FBS football. That championship, of course, was won by the Ohio State Buckeyes. There were two Missourians on that squad. Will Kekmerek, a senior tight end out of MICDS, and Jalen Pace, a senior linebacker out of MICDS. Will played his first 3 years for the Ohio University Bobcats, where he caught 42 passes for 507 yards and took part in Ohio State's 2024 spring drills and got on the field for 12 of the Ohio State games. Jalen played 4 seasons for the Buckeyes after starting out as an invited walk-on. He is an academic All-Big Ten honoree and is a Big Ten Conference Distinguished Scholar Athlete, which requires a minimum of a 3.70 GPA. North Dakota State also won a national championship this year. The Bison are the Football Championship Series champion. On that team were Logan Coop, a junior linebacker out of Lindbergh, and Eli Ozick, a redshirt freshman kicker out of Liberty. Logan was honored this year as a repeat All-Missouri Valley Football Conference first-team linebacker. He led North Dakota State with 73 tackles. Logan had 3 sacks and was second among the Bison with 8.5 tackles for loss. He also led the team with 3 interceptions, none bigger than the one on their first defensive set in the final regular season game with South Dakota State. That ended a 5-game losing streak with their rival Jackrabbits. Logan was also named Missouri Valley Football Conference Scholar Athlete First Team. Oh, and yes, Logan is a national champion. After Eli sat out his redshirt year in 2023, 2024 was the Liberty Grad's freshman season for competition. He performed the Bison kickoff duties for all 16 games. He averaged 62.4 yards with 70 touchbacks and 111 kickoffs. As the backup field goal kicker, he only attempted 5, but he made 3. The 2 misses were from 51 and 57 yards out. His 54-yarder in a 3-point win at East Tennessee State is the second longest in Bison program history. We now move on to women's soccer. The Division III national champion is Washington University in St. Louis. On that roster is Olivia Foster, a senior defender out of Lee Summit West. Wash U finished the season with 23 wins, no losses, and 2 ties as they swept the postseason to win the national championship. Olivia played in 23 of those games, starting 14 of them. She contributed 1,048 minutes on that bare back line that gave up only 7 goals all year in their 25-game championship season. Also on that roster was Katie Leaker. She's a senior midfielder out of Oakville. Katie started her soccer career at Fontbonne University, where she played 3 seasons, earning first-team all-conference last year as a junior. Katie got onto the field in 8 games this year with 1 start, and she too is a national champion. Missouri had athletes win a national championship in Division II volleyball for Lynn University. On the roster for the Fighting Knights was Joelle Alexander. She's a junior libero and setter out of Ladue Horton Watkins. Joelle played in 84 sets over 24 matches. She was sixth on the team with 15 service aces. Also on the 33-3 Fighting Knights roster was Alexis Williams, graduate student libero out of Oakville. Alexis is at Lynn University after playing 4 seasons at the University of South Florida. She played in 73 sets over 22 matches. She got 35 assists, 12 service aces, and 178 digs. She was an Oakville Tiger, a South Florida Bull, a Lynn University Fighting Knight, and now Alexis is also a national champion. We have one more fall sports season national champion, and somehow this is more than a national championship season. There are a lot of ways to describe it, but I will call it a clean sweep for a collegiate career. 4 years, 4 national championships. The sport is field hockey. The division is Division III. The school is Middlebury College, and the Missouri athlete is Ellie Hughes, a senior midfielder out of Pembroke Hill. Middlebury has been a field hockey powerhouse for quite a while now. During Ellie's 4 years, they were a combined 84 wins and 3 losses. It's an unusual career when you can rattle off every loss in a matter of seconds. Tufts University, Bates College, Trinity College, done. Those are all the losses. Yes, Ellie has more national championships than she has losses in her collegiate career. Ellie played in 72 of those 84 games for Middlebury, starting all 43 in her junior and senior years. In her senior year, Ellie logged 1,145 minutes on her way to her 4th national championship. And those were the second most minutes for the Panthers. Those are 9 who also have the title national champion. We'll go to a break, and when we get back, we'll look at those who were in the mix to the end, finishing in the top 4 in their sport.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State Campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports.
Hey, welcome back to Early Down Wednesdays here with Playing on Sports at Kent Mueller on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Brought to you by RBW Agriculture or Farm Sales. You can visit them in Bolivar, Missouri, or Moberly, Missouri, or at rbwag.com. And as we wrap this up, Kent, talk a little bit about this last segment.
Okay. It has to be a thrill to get to the national championship game, win or lose, play second in a meet sport. And there are 7 Missourians accustomed to that feeling. We will start out with Division III women's cross country. There you will find as a runner-up, Rachel Singer. She's a sophomore out of Villa de Chêne. She runs at the University of Chicago. Rachel has competed for the Maroon of Chicago for 2 years and has 2 years of eligibility left. Also on a number 2 team are 2 Missouri men running cross country at Iowa State. Riley Simpson is a senior out of West Plains. Riley ran cross country at Missouri Southern for 2 years following his days as a Zizzer. He qualified for the D2 championships both years, finishing 87th his sophomore year. As a junior, he didn't compete as a Cyclone, but this year he placed 16th in the Iowa State preview. The other Cyclone Harrier is Isaac Rivera. He's a freshman out of Lincoln Prep. Isaac is just getting started as a Cyclone. Before arriving at Ames, the former Blue Tiger from Lincoln Prep won the Missouri Class 4 cross-country championship and was named the 2023-24 Missouri Gatorade Cross-Country Runner of the Year. As a freshman, Isaac finished 6th at the Iowa State preview. Notre Dame made it all the way to the national championship game with Ohio State. They came in second with the help of 4 Missourians. Christian Gray is a sophomore cornerback out of DeSmet. Gabriel Rubio, a junior defensive lineman out of Lutheran St. Charles. Aeneas Williams, a freshman running back out of Hannibal. And Jeremiah Love, a sophomore running back out of Christian Brothers. Christian had a terrific sophomore year. He totaled 35 tackles, 26 of them unassisted. From his cornerback position, he made 2 tackles for losses of 5 yards. He forced a fumble and broke up 9 passes. He made 3 interceptions with returns totaling 99 yards. No interception was bigger than the one he got with 33 seconds left in the game against Penn State in the national semifinals. That interception set up Notre Dame for the final winning field goal that propelled them into the national championship game. Gabriel Rubio played in 11 Fighting Irish games this year, starting 3. The 3 he started were in January at the end of the season in the playoffs. Georgia and Ohio State in the national championship game. He even added a special team half against Penn State. For his down lineman position, Gabriel had 24 tackles, 12 of them solos. He was in on 2.5 tackles for loss that totaled 11 yards. His 1 sack was for 5 yards, and he broke up 1 pass. This was his 4th year, but he will have 1 more year of eligibility remaining. Aeneas Williams was the Missouri Gatorade Football Player of the Year his senior year at Hannibal, and he showed up very well as a freshman for the Fighting Irish. He carried the ball 34 times for 219 yards, which is 6.4 yards per carry. He scored 2 touchdowns. He also caught 18 passes for 172 yards, which is 9.69 yards per catch. Jeremiah Love was the Missouri Gatorade Football Player of the Year his senior year at Christian Brothers. In his 2nd year in the backfield for Notre Dame, he carried the ball 163 times for a net 1,125 rushing yards. That is 6.9 yards per carry. He got into the end zone 17 times and had a long run of 98 yards. He also caught 28 passes for 237 receiving yards and 2 more touchdowns. Jeremiah's 116 points from those 17 touchdowns led all of the Fighting Irish, and his 1,362 all-purpose yards also led Notre Dame. Those were 7 Missourians who helped their team to the. Now let's take a look at those who either came in 3rd or 4th in a meet sport or lost in the national semifinals. There were 11 Missourians on a 3rd-place team. Grace Potabom, sophomore midfielder out of John Burroughs, playing field hockey at North Carolina. As a freshman, a year ago, Grace helped her Tar Heels to a thrilling national championship, winning in a 2 overtime shootout in the championship game. This year, the Tar Heels were 20-0 going into their national semifinal match with St. Joseph's, but they came up short 1-2. As a sophomore this year, Grace started all 21 matches for North Carolina and logged 1,136 minutes on the field. A player who stepped right in as a true freshman and played a significant role in getting his Longhorns to the national semifinals was Ryan Wingo. He's a freshman wide receiver out of St. Louis University High. He got off to a fast start in this season opener and his collegiate debut by catching 4 passes for a team-high 70 yards. Ryan was 4th on the team with 29 receptions for 472 yards and 2 touchdowns. There were 4 Missourians on the South Dakota State roster that, as they made it to the football championship series national semifinals. Amar Johnson, a senior running back out of Chaminade, Jalen B. Lee, a sophomore cornerback out of Fort Zumwalt North, Dayton McGoy, a senior linebacker out of Lafayette St. Joseph, and Quentin Renfro, a freshman running back out of Joplin. Amar continues the list of running backs to lead the Jackrabbits. He teamed up with Isaiah Davis, formerly of Joplin, to provide a devastating 1-2 punch in past years. After Davis moved on, Amar has led South Dakota State the last 2 years, gaining 1,222 yards this year, averaging 6.3 yards per carry, and scoring 14 touchdowns. He also caught 30 passes for 233 yards and another score. For his career, Amar amassed 2,866 rushing yards and 499 receiving yards. As a sophomore, Jalen Lee played in 3 games at his cornerback position, registering 5 tackles. Dayton McGoy got into all 15 games his senior year at his linebacker position. He made 44 tackles, 24 of them solos. For his career, Dayton made 104 tackles, including 59 solos. And Quentin looks to continue the pipeline of running backs at South Dakota State from Missouri, and specifically from Joplin. The freshman got into 1 game this year and carried the ball twice for 6 yards. And who else from the state of South Dakota made it to the Football Champion Series national semifinals? It was the University of South Dakota. And on that roster from Missouri was Lorenzo Fenner, a redshirt sophomore, a wide receiver out of Fort Osage. Lorenzo got on the field in every game this year except their game with Wisconsin. And we have one more Missourian that got to that national semifinal game in football. It was Matt Rouse, a junior offensive lineman out of Oakville by way of Southwest Baptist. Matt has appeared in 5 games in his 2-year career at Slippery Rock, where his team made it to the Division II national semifinals. Washington and Lee made it to the men's soccer Division III national semifinals, and on that roster from Missouri was Aaron Cordova, a sophomore defender and midfielder out of Platte County. The former Pirate has played in 9 games in his 2 years of competition at Washington and Lee. He has made the Old Dominion Athletic Conference All-Academic Team once and has been named a Washington and Lee Scholar Athlete twice. Rounding out our fall Missouri athletes to help guide their team to a national semifinal finish are 3 men's soccer players who are now at McKendree University in Division II. Aiden Rowling, he's a freshman midfielder out of St. Dominic. Ado Sobo, a sophomore midfielder out of Gateway Science Academy, and Alex Sullivan, a freshman goalkeeper out of Sackman. Being freshmen and sophomores on a very good 15-1-7 Bearcat team, Aiden, Ado, and Alex are looking for their first time on the field this next fall. Guy, there we have it. 28 Missourians helped their college team to the national semifinals this last fall. 9 of those came away with a national championship ring. I am sure there will be more this winter and in the spring. And when that happens, we'll have that right here for everyone else.
Outstanding as always, Kent. You've been watching the 45th episode of Where Are They Now Wednesdays here on February the 19th. Hey, everybody, stay warm out there. Stay safe. And, hey, enjoy the snow. It's springtime is right around the corner, and we'll be here with you next week on Where Are They Now Wednesdays here on the Missouri Sports Network. Everybody have a great week, and we will talk to you